You are listening to Herbal Marie, a podcast about herbs and home remedies to heal yourself. All advice shall be considered suggestions. Please research all herbs before using and discover ways to feel better and be well. Thank you for joining Herbal Marie on this herbal adventure. Together, we are exploring each card of the Herbal Tarot deck by Michael Tierra and Candace Canton. As stated in their wonderful book, The Spirit of Herbs, the Herbal Tarot is a useful introduction to the art of herbalism, as well as to the mysticism of the tarot. The symbolism of these beautiful cards offers us understanding on so many levels about the healing messages of our plant friends and how these plant beings can be teachers and healers of body, mind, and spirit. The tarot helps us to see the greater truths and guidance that dwells within our own heart space, that we can call upon for greater balance, helping us take responsibility for our own lives and creations. Through its symbols, our own inner knowing and understanding are revealed. Today, we are going to focus on one card of the Herbal Tarot and its featured herb. We will talk about its spiritual and medicinal properties, the dose and preparation. We'll talk about the key words and meaning of the card, along with its herbal allies. Then we will end the podcast with an affirmation. An affirmation is a vibrational prayer said over and over again each day so that a more positive and healing energy can be manifested for body, mind, and spirit. So, are you ready to explore and expand? Great. Let's connect with the Herbal Tarot. Today we are talking about the tarot card, the Emperor. The featured herb that we are going to get to know better is Attractaloads. So thanks so much for hanging out for another tarot podcast. I feel like it's been a long time since we hung out with the Empress, and now today we're hanging out with the Emperor. I wanted to do this podcast yesterday, but I just felt like I couldn't hang with the Emperor yet. This is some powerful energy that we're going to get to know. So I almost really seriously had to be ready for this, had to kind of be on my game. To not to contend, but to seriously, if I'm going to be any type of a vibrational match to the Emperor, I've got to get a good night's sleep, right? Because this guy is for real. So I think today we're going to enjoy this because we get to the point in our life, like the tarot journey that we've been on. First we started off with the Fool, right? We acted the fool, what's up, but we embarked on a new journey. We were excited. We didn't really know what the hell we were doing. But we just knew that we were going, right? So first we did the Fool, and then we did the Magician. We started to learn what tools we had to work with as creators. We learned so much from the Magician, just letting us know that we had the potential to create our journey the way that we wanted. That flowed into the High Priestess, which was all about intuition and, listening to that inner guidance. And then last time we did the Empress, which was pregnant with ideas. Right? So anyways, see how our tarot journey is traveling. Okay, so we got the excitement, we got the tools, we're listening to our own guidance, our own intuition, we're pregnant with ideas, hello, we are ready. Now the Emperor comes in right? What are we going to do with all this? The Emperor comes in, with the focus, with kind of like what we need now to make it like actually happen. So I'm so excited to tap into this energy, because personally, like, hey, I've got the energy flowing. Now, let's actually make it happen. Let's actually construct something. So I'm also excited too because the Emperor is like this ultimate father figure, and that makes me happy, right? And so let's dive into this. You ready? Let's go. What I learned in my research is the Emperor is going to teach us about power. This is the 4th card in the tarot deck. The Emperor is the doer, the leader, and the builder. The Emperor card is all about logic, stability, plans, all the stuff that I'm not really that good at. So yes. The upright meaning, if you get this card in your reading, in your tarot reading, the upright meanings kind of basically means that you need to lead. You need to be a leader. So when you get this card upright, it could do about power, success and wealth, leadership and ambition. It does have a little adventure vibe to it, but mostly it is about authority, and maybe it's time for you to make some decisions. The Emperor represents structure and stability. It's definitely a father figure. He's a strong protector. He's confident. This message could be about achievement. But yeah, if you're getting in your reading, it's about you being bold and brave and in command. It's time for you to assume a strong role. So that means it's time for you to use your facts and logic, and it's not the time to let your emotions rule. The Emperor is all about facts and logic. So if you get it reversed, of course, it's the opposite of all that. When you get it reversed, it means that you're not realizing your goals. Maybe you need to regroup and step back, because if you get the Emperor reversed in your tarot reading, it could mean that you're inflexible. It could be a message about aggression or punishment or cruelty or domination. Maybe you're taking this leadership stuff way too far, right? Excessive control. But also, Emperor reverse can mean lack of discipline or immaturity. Or maybe you're just feeling like big time indecision. So yeah, if you get it reversed, it could be a lack of stability and power and strength. Or it could just mean that you're having problems with men or a father figure. So yeah, if you get it reversed, take a look at maybe anything in your life that is failing, any failed leadership, or any places within you that your character is weak, and that you need to strengthen. So yeah, there's a lot of different meanings with the upright and the reversed, but for sure, the Emperor is the doer and the leader and the builder, and he's going to teach us about power. So the Emperor, all right, so the 4th card in the tarot deck, the Herbal Tarot. So who am I looking at here? This guy is for sure in command. He is holding a staff and a sword in his hand. He's wearing his crown. The Attractalodes is kind of growing in front of him and to the side of him. He's sitting on a rock. Okay, so this man is stable. He could be our rock. He could be our leader. Looking at him, I would trust him, faux show. We've got the High Priestess's blue stream going behind him, but that's in the background. He's in the forefront, sitting, with his logic up front. He's not looking at us. He's looking, we're looking at the side of his face because he is focused on something. And we see the mountains behind him. So yeah, he is definitely all business, but I mean, this guy's going to have your back for sure. Yeah, I like my new daddy. I like my new daddy. Absolutely. So we're going to grab the book, The Spirit of Herbs by Michael Tierra and Candace Canton. And we're going to turn to page 31. So this is the Emperor. And it is the herb that we're going to talk about today is Attractalodes, which I have not worked with because it's a Chinese herb, and I'm more that backyard herbalist, that hippie, that po hippie. All she can get is the herbs in her backyard. So, but this herb, now after researching it a little bit for this podcast, really is interesting me a lot. So it's Attractalodes alba. The Emperor is in the sign of Aries. And I'm going to read to you from the Spirit of Herbs. It says, the Emperor sits on a solid throne, dominating and overseeing all creation. In the distance are the mountains, symbolizing wisdom. His purple garment represents the high consciousness with which he oversees his domain. The blue river in the background is the high priestess's intuitive wisdom reaching out to him. His left feminine side, facing the viewer, symbolizes the need to balance the strong male qualities which this card suggests with the more feminine qualities of tolerance and compassion. All right, well, that's good. He's not just all logic, right? He is tapping into that high priestess's intuition, and he is, recognizing his feminine side, in order to balance. So he's a very balanced leader. Ruled by Aries, he is the fiery overlord and the archetypal father who protects and keeps an eye on the things created. The Emperor has in his hand the scepter of the Ankh, which represents the life force. He uses his internal fire, his logic, and his reason to bring into concrete existence his dreams and visions. Within ourselves, he is the yang male energy who seeks stability and order. He is the mover and shaker who gets things done. Yes, that is why I would love to tap more into this energy. So one thing we can do is, focus on his image on this card with him and the Attractalodes and meditate. Just do a visualization with him, because meditations with this card and the Empress card will help create the balance of the yin-yang energies within. Whew. So yeah, okay. So I guess the message here for us from the Herbal Tarot at this point in our journey is that we activated our divine feminine. Now we want to activate our divine masculine and have them come together within us with perfect balance, right? Because if we have too much masculine energy, right, we could become over dominant and over controlling and just overly logical. If we have an imbalance of the feminine energy, then we're not really getting anything done, right? We're just too caught up in our emotions and our intuition, and we've got the ideas, but the masculine energy is what's going to shake it up and get it done, the mover and the shaker. Because the Emperor uses his reason to bring into concrete existence his dreams and visions. So we want to have access to both of those within us. We want to be pregnant with ideas, and then we want to manifest them concretely. We want them, to actualize in our experience. So I also love that he is wearing purple. Yeah, it's like a purplish blue. I didn't quite see it as purple, but yeah, it's definitely a blue-violet garment on the card. And that color represents his high consciousness. So it's not like we just have, some ego-driven emperor here. He is using his high consciousness, and that is what he is seeing and overseeing his domain. So I really love that. And I love the high priestess, her energy, her intuitive wisdom, reaching out to him in the background, like I'm available, right? So he has a great balance. Absolutely. Yeah. I love the Emperor Daddy. Love it. I mean, but he has to watch out because he could become a fiery overlord and, a little too much if he doesn't maintain his balance. So he's using his life force. That's why we've got the Ankh in the picture. And he's using all of his amazing gifts, his internal fire, his logic, his reason, and all within the constructs of his high consciousness with access to his intuition. Okay, so let's get to know Attractalodes. It is the herb of power, of course, because that is what the emperor is going to teach us about, manifesting in our life. That is truly power. So the spiritual properties of Attractalodes. Attractalodes is a very warming energy tonic. A very warming energy tonic. It will enhance the emperor inside each of us by giving him the fire and the energy he needs to accomplish his goals. This powerful herb will also help us to digest life experiences and turn them into positive energy for further creations. If the emperor's energy is used with a lack of wisdom, then the herbal essence of Dong Quai, which is on the Empress card, may be used to help balance the strong, fiery tendencies. Okay, so I definitely want some. But if I can't get a hold of Attractalodes, the Herbal Allies is asafoetida and cardamom. So I love cardamom. And actually, I have some cardamom pods, the seeds. They're not in the pods anymore, that probably I need to use up. Like I've been hoarding them a little bit too long. So maybe I will start drinking that tea this week so I can really connect with that emperor energy inside of me. Because yes, I am often cold. So I could use some more fire and more energy to accomplish my goals. This powerful herb also helps us digest experiences and turn them into positive energy for future creation. So the spiritual properties of Attractalodes is definitely awesome. If we're in the Emperor reverse though, like if we're totally just being dominant a-holes, because sometimes we're guilty of that too, then we might want to look into the energy of Dong Quai, which will help us balance the strong fiery tendencies. So the medicinal properties of Attractalodes, the herb of power. The Attractalodes herb is used by Chinese herbalists as a tonic for the spleen and the stomach. It is said to help the digestive system and to regulate fluid metabolism. It is often used as a diuretic, which means gets rid of excess fluid. And it's also used to regulate the appetite. It strengthens the muscles and helps to build energy. So dang, like medicinal properties, it helps strengthen the muscles, builds energy, helps you digest, gets rid of excess fluid, regulates the metabolism, the fluid metabolism, and just overall helps the digestive system. And it's a tonic for the spleen and the stomach. So yeah, I'm getting more and more interested in Chinese herbalism the older I get, right? As I mature. I'm getting more interested in it. So yeah, I love connecting with the Emperor energy and hearing the spiritual and medicinal properties of Attractaloads. So according to The Spirit of Herbs by Michael Tierra, the dose and preparation for Attractaloads is you can carry Attractaloads in a pouch. Like if you just had a piece of it and you wanted just to connect into the energy, into the spirit of the herb, you can carry it in a medicine bag or your pouch. And you do that to assist in the balancing of the male father fires within. The herbal essence can be taken when you need to hold your ground, or when your fears, like if your fears of bringing one's creations into the light. Okay, so if you need to balance the male energies, your father energies, your fire energy, connect with this plant. And then, if you're just having trouble holding your ground, or when one fears bringing one's creations into the light, like you've had this idea, you're pregnant with the ideas, right? Like it's so ready to manifest, but you're just still so kind of scared. This herbal ally will help you bring your creation into the light without the fear. Medicinally, Attractaloads is used in many Chinese formulas that deal with poor digestion and bloating. The raw root can be made into a tea by itself or combined with ginseng or astragalus to build energy and to increase the digestive powers. When used in conjunction with Dong Quai, the blood, as well as the energy of digestion, will be strengthened. So I think at first I would want to use the herb by itself as a simple, like just get to know Attractaloads and see how that makes you feel. But then, when we are all striving for balance, which is very interesting to me, you guys, because we just did the law of balance on the podcast Herb Oracle. And that's what we're all striving for, this balance within us. We want to be stable. We want to be intuitive and logical, in this dimension. So when we look for a formula, our herbal formula that is balanced, we can start using it in conjunction with Dong Quai and ginseng and astragalus, because then we're building energy, we're increasing the digestive powers, we are strengthening the blood, and then we're getting all the energy of digestion strengthened as well. So I am intrigued. Are you? That's how we use Attractaloads, the herb of power. And where's my logic at? It just left me. So let's just recap here. I'm just like infatuated with the Emperor right now. I am like a kid who looks up to his dad, kind of like, I want to be like you when I grow up. The Emperor is Attractaloads, and the root of Attractaloads is used for both increasing the power of digestion and for increasing energy. So that means it can be used as a carminative, a diuretic, and a tonic. And it's also said that it was really good for reducing abdominal bloating and gas. So very interesting. It is ruled by Aries. Aries, that's ruled by Mars. So it's like, yeah, it does have this potential. The Emperor does have this potential to have that fiery energy, So that is why it's so important for him to be balanced and for us to be balanced, because we want to utilize that energy to our benefit. We don't want to abuse it. We don't want to be, dominant. We do not want to get the Emperor reversed for our personality. But of course, it is good to know if you do get it in a reading reversed, it's good to know where you're at and what you need to work on, because it could clue you in to what needs strengthened in your life so that you can manifest concretely. So Attractaloads is symbolically used for difficulty in assimilating ideas or situations. It's good for weak digestion and elimination. If you have a tendency towards heaviness or bloating, that is a calling for you to connect with Attractaloads. If you just feel bogged down on any level, think about connecting with the spirit of this herb, or medicinally in your life. So the divination meaning is, it could be power of organization. Okay, so when we get this card, it could be the power of organization. It definitely has a message of protection, like your daddy is going to protect you. It is also greatness and importance achieved. All right, so just like the Emperor keeps a watchful eye on his dominion, it can be a message for us to do the same in our own lives. So the Emperor is all about divine reason, achievement, but again, if you get it reversed, it could be you're being inflexible. You could have a block. Maybe you need to block a person in your life who is acting like a reversed Emperor. If you have somebody who's being egotistic or, something like that, it can let you know. Also, the key words also include difficulty taking in things or ideas. So yeah, that's if you have a block. The Emperor can let you know about that. And of course, this card symbolizes the male within, the masculine energy within. It can be a message about putting order in your life. It really can, and bringing to light one's creations. So the Emperor can also let you know, if it's reversed, that you're being too rigid and fixed, and that maybe could be your block. So that is the Emperor card. I'm really just absolutely in love with it. Like I mentioned before, the Herbal Allies is asafoetida and cardamom. Those are some similar plant allies that you might want to connect with as teachers if you are looking to put order in your life and bringing your creations to light. Like, let's really actually make this happen for us. So we want to have that balanced energy. We want to be organized. We want to have divine reason, because we like the achievement. So if you're having any difficulty in any of these ideas or things, let's connect with the energy of the Emperor. So thanks so much for hanging out. We're going to end today's podcast with the affirmation of the Emperor, which is, I use my inner wisdom and strength to achieve my goals in life. So we're going to settle in to a clear space, take a few deep breaths, and we'll repeat it 3 times together. And thanks so much for hanging out. I can't wait to hang out with you again for another Herbal Tarot podcast. Just a heads up, the next one will be the High Priest. But today, let's connect with the Emperor. Let's take a deep, deep breath together. Exhale and anchor into that grounded energy. I use my inner wisdom and strength to achieve my goals in life. I use my inner wisdom and strength to achieve my goals in life. I use my inner wisdom and strength to achieve my goals in life. And so it is. Thanks again for joining me on this Herbal Tarot adventure. And much love and many thanks to Michael, Tiara, and Candace Canton for creating these beautiful cards. You can definitely enhance your fun by owning your own copy of the Herbal Tarot and its book, The Spirit of Herbs. And you can purchase the deck, the whole set, the book and the deck, directly from the East-West School of Planetary Herbology by visiting them at planetherbs.com. That's planetherbs.com. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for listening. Support this podcast by becoming a patron. You'll gain access to PDF downloads and Herb Nerd notes. Visit herbalmarie.com and become a patron today.